Hey everybody, welcome to Post to Post. It's Neil here, back at you with another Jersey Concept Friday. This time we've got designs from Gordon, and he's hooked us up with a series that he's calling Defunct NHL Teams. I don't really know what that means beyond that title. I've not seen these before. This is going to be a reaction video. I have no idea what we are in store for, but I know that it's not going to be a typical, 32 NHL jersey concepts. I have a feeling based on the series title that we're going to see some very interesting designs in here. So there are 32 that we're going to go through and react to. You and I can react together, but I wanted to note that the order might be a little bit different than we normally do, because most people, when they submit concepts, they submit each file name by team abbreviation. So Montreal is MTL. Gordon has done the city name or state name. So the order might just be a little bit different than what we normally do. So for those, regular Friday viewers here, I apologize if the order is a little bit off. Okay, let's jump in and let's bring this up. The first one's going to be Anaheim. All right, let's see what he's got. Okay, what's going on here? So series name at the bottom, Anaheim, Mighty Ducks, and Disney in brackets. So just a little bit of quick feedback. Whenever you submit concepts to the channel, I have a pre-made template that's down in the description. It's linked down below in the description, and you can download that. So whatever program or original jersey template that you use and you create your design, you can drag it into mine, and it's a 4K version of a file or for a 4K resolution, and you're set up to put your socials at the top. So I don't say this enough. In these videos, the designers always put their socials up above. So if you see a set that you really like from a designer, man, go give them a follow. They deserve that. But so Gordon's got that here. Down below, I've got my logo, which sometimes they include, sometimes they don't. They don't need to. And the people are really good at submitting the details usually with their designs. But one small little criticism is that the jersey here in this window is quite small. Most people watch these on their phone. So if anyone is interested in submitting graphics or an entire series, or submitting concepts rather, when you place the jersey in the templates or whatever, make it pretty big. Make it like almost top to bottom, because on a phone this is going to appear pretty small. Okay, so the first thing I actually noticed was the discoloration and redesign and color-wise of the shoulder patch logo, which is that logo that we love. So the mask has been dyed purple. The bottom is red, the right is yellow, and the left is green. It's got this like kind of Jamaica thing happening here. I don't mind the colors in the background, but I don't necessarily love the mask being dyed purple. I like that it's white. It goes back to the classic goalie mask, which is white. The rest of the jersey is pretty decent. I like this. It's very vibrant, right? It's a lot of color, but I like it at the same time. It doesn't scream NHL, more so like roller hockey a little bit. Let's move on. We've got, what is it? Arizona Phoenix Roadrunners from the WHA. Now, my knowledge of the NHL is, I would say, fairly decent, but my knowledge of the WHA is basically zero. I don't know much about the WHA, so I love the fact that he included that in there, because I didn't even know that there was a team called the Phoenix Roadrunners. And you can see the jersey up there, the inspiration in the top left. I love that as well. Thank you, Gordon, for including that. That definitely helps me. I think this jersey screams St. Louis, but delivers Arizona. And I mean that as a kind of a compliment. I love the shoulders. Like, that is so St. Louis. I love that logo on the shoulder, and kind of the amalgamation of the Kachina logo and then the Roadrunner logo. It's kind of neat, actually. I don't mind it. It's a little bit tarnishing, I guess, in terms of how they're designed, where the mask or the head of the Kachina inspired logo is very angular and rigid, where the Roadrunner's body is very smooth and unrigid, I guess. So it still looks cool, though. I actually like this jersey a lot. Okay, what is this? Boston Braves in the AHL? I never heard of them either, actually. Wow. Okay, so we got two jerseys for inspiration up above. Okay, I really like the logo in the middle. I think that's actually amazing. I'm a big fan of that. That looks really good. Don't love the shoulder design, but man, that logo, you're onto something with that logo for sure. Buffalo Bisons in the AHL. Wow. Look at that logo. Did you guys hear that? That was my doorbell. Someone's delivering a package. If you didn't hear that, there was a doorbell, I promise. Okay, back to this jersey. That logo is very Pepsi. Obviously, it existed. The jersey's right there in the top left. It's just weird. It's so weird. I kind of like it, but at the same time, it's just like, is this real? Okay, next, the Calgary Cowboys from the WHA. So I have seen that logo, I've seen that jersey rather, and logo on the top left. So it's not that weird for me to see this concept that he's kind of come up with. So pedestal design, actually, ironically, I'm wearing, the reverse retro pedestal. And two-tone jersey, actually, red and white. Doesn't look too bad, but I don't love it. It matches the inspiration for sure. Wow, Carolina. Hartford Whalers was the inspiration, WHA and NHL. I really like the warning flag logo, the way that it's designed with the Hartford colors and the Hartford logo on the flag. I think that is really awesome. However, it gets lost in the gray in the background. If this was black or possibly green, but if it was green, then the stick would get lost. So blue, but then the tape on the stick would, I don't know. I think maybe blue would be best, but I really like that actually. That's a really cool, just like thought process, like, what kind of could be, I don't know. Next, the Chicago Cougars in the WHA. I did not know that there was a Chicago Cougars team. I knew that there was a Detroit Cougars team that played in the NHL, I think. But this is actually a pretty nice jersey. I like the colors. They're pretty close to Green Bay, and also geographically, you're a little bit close. But the jersey is very nice. Yeah, I have nothing negative or critical to say of this one. I actually like this. Okay, Colorado. So Quebec Nordiques, WHA, NHL. I just talked about this, I think, last Friday, actually. And I talked about how Quebec, or the Nordiques, were going through a bit of a rebranding, and they were just about to release their official rebranding, which is the jersey you see up there on the left. And then they moved to Colorado. So Gordon's done a really good job at kind of taking that inspiration from the top left jersey and that announcement and making an updated version of the jersey, which is, looks pretty good actually. A little heavy on the fleur-de-lis and black design at the bottom. It's a little bit too thick. Maybe just make that smaller. But yeah, it looks good. The colors are amazing. Next, Columbus, Cleveland Barons, yes. So Cleveland did have an NHL team for a little tiny bit. And the arms, the way that the outline of the state holds the numbers, I think that is brilliant. Maybe if it was a different color, not necessarily white, but just something to help it stand out a little bit more, I think that would be a little bit better. But I love the direction of that design. That's awesome. Next, the Houston Aeros, WHA. Okay, so as limited as my WHA knowledge is, I was aware or am aware of the Houston Aeros, and I love this combination. The colors are incredible. I think this is probably my favorite so far, just based on colors. So, and I'm a big fan of the name Arrows. So yeah, wonderful job on this one, Gordon. Next, Detroit. Michigan Stags, WHA, never heard of them. Wow, okay, that is a crazy logo. I don't like it, but I like the D recolorized in yellow kind of at the top. That looks good on the red. What do you guys think of that logo? That's wild. All right, moving on. The Edmonton Ice WHL. Is this where the Kootenay Ice logo came from? That looks very similar, if not identical. It's a cool cross. Whoa, okay, the jersey at the top left, I just noticed it. Why? Okay, what came first, that jersey or the Washington Capitals jersey? Because that is identical, not only in design, but colors. What is happening here? I really need to brush up on my WHL history, apparently, as well. Wow, that's crazy. The jersey, not the right orange for me, but it's okay. Excuse me? What is this? Jacksonville Lizard Kings of the ECHL? I'm sure I knew this at one point because I recognize that logo. I don't remember ever seeing the jersey in the top left, though. So, okay, this is ridiculous. Number one, I don't think this would ever be plausibly, I guess, used in a game. Maybe a warm-up or something, but it's just, it's too crazy. But I kind of like it. Like, it would be neat if this existed. Like, if you could buy this, you wouldn't want to, but you'd buy it. Because it is so unique. Like, if you collect jerseys, this would have to be in your collection. So I like it from that perspective. But yeah, Jacksonville Lizard Kings, that's an amazing name. Moving on. Wow. Okay. Los Angeles Blades from the PHL, probably the Pacific Hockey League, I assume that stands for. I actually really like this jersey. As far as the yellow jerseys go, and you guys know I don't like them, this is decent. Yeah, I'm on board. I'm on board for this. Minnesota Fighting Saints, WHA. A little bit St. Louis, but still very nice. Logo, not going to be for me personally, but I love the way that the Minnesota Wild logo is recolorized on the shoulder. I like the little, mixing up the neck design a little bit. The colors look good, simple striping. That's a nice jersey. Next, Montreal Maroons, NHL. Absolutely. Sign me up for this one. Big time. Numbers on the shoulders. Classic staged striping on the arms. And then you've got that logo on there as well. It is the Montreal Canadiens logo. But, I mean, if you're going to combine the two, sure. I like this a lot. This is actually fantastic. Next, the Nashville Dixie Flyers in the EHL. Okay, so the only reason that we know about this is because of the Stadium Series jersey that Nashville used in 2020, I believe, against... And what was this? No, it wasn't Stadium Series. Winter Classic against Dallas. Now, Gordon has done something very important here. Well, number one, the colors are awesome. But number two, he's fixed the biggest egregious mistake of that jersey, of the Winter Classic jersey, is where you've got a piece of the word touching the line. And it doesn't happen here. He's separated Nashville down, and he's moved up Predators. He separated that as well. So, Gordon, I love you for that. That's amazing. Thank you for doing that. And this jersey is way better. Next, this one's going to be easy. This is New Jersey Knights, WHA, or Kansas City Scouts, specifically in the NHL. So the Reverse Retro 2.0 from the New Jersey Devils was inspired from the Kansas City Scouts. And I don't love the shoulders on this. They're a little bit too yellow for me, but I like the logo. The logo looks really good, especially on red there. Striping looks good. Yep, let's move on. New York Raiders, WHA, never heard of them. Never heard of them in my life. This is essentially just the Islanders jersey. Striping's a little bit different. Shoulders are different. Obviously, the primary logo is different, but we're familiar with it, so not really much to say here. Next, the New York Americans, NHL. So I think there were the New York Americans, and I think the Brooklyn Americans existed at one point as well. I don't know the years for that one, but I like this jersey because if you look at the top left, that is classic old school team in the NHL. I would love to see, like, as busy and as crazy as it is, I would love to see this as a actual production jersey. I think this would be very popular. Stadium Series, Winter Classic, alternate, whatever. I think it would do very well in the jersey collecting community and just in general because it's so historic, I guess. Next, the Hamilton Tigers of the NHL for the Ottawa Senators. Okay, so I am very conflicted with this one. I'll be completely honest with you, Gordon. I don't like your decision here to pick Hamilton Tigers for, I guess, two reasons. Reason number one is, I guess I'll say just first, I actually like the jersey a lot. As far as the yellow jersey goes, it's really nice. I like it. But the Hamilton Tigers, if you don't know, most of my viewers are American, so you might not know of Canadian cities and stuff. Hamilton is a city in Ontario. It is west of Toronto. Ottawa is obviously a city in Canada. It's in Ontario. It is east of Toronto. Hamilton and Ottawa really aren't that close to each other. Ontario is a big province, but these two teams have nothing to do with one another. So the Hamilton Tigers existed in the NHL from like 1920 to 1925-ish. And what's ironic about that is that the Ottawa Senators also existed in the NHL during this exact same time. They were one of the inaugural teams in the NHL in 1917, and I believe they played in the NHL up until 1934, and they predate the NHL, actually. I think they originally started like the early 1880s, like 1883, 1884, something like that, and they played in a couple of leagues all the way up until when the NHL was created in 1917, but the Ottawa Senators were playing for the Stanley Cup prior to the NHL existing, and they played during the time that the Hamilton Tigers played. And when the Hamilton Tigers disbanded or whatever, I believe the contracts for the Hamilton Tigers went to the New York Americans, if I'm not mistaken, and please correct me if I'm wrong in any of this. So it's not like the Hamilton Tigers became the Ottawa Senators or didn't play at the same time. So there's just no relationship to my memory, to my knowledge, between the Ottawa Senators and the Hamilton Tigers. So I would say the decision behind this one is a little bit sketchy unless I'm misremembering things. But with all that said, I like the jersey. I really do like the jersey. Okay, next we got the Philadelphia Blazers from the WHA. I think this is a pretty colorful jersey. I like the Blazers jersey. It's a little bit weird seeing Flyers on there. Like, Blazers works because of the name, but Flyers, it just doesn't work with the logo or the colors. It's just, I don't know, it's a bit weird. Next, the Pittsburgh Pirates of the NHL. I do not know the specific years of the Pirates, but obviously they existed. You can see the jersey up there in the top left. Obviously, inspiration was pulled from that for the Pittsburgh Penguins recent jersey in their Winter Classic that they had, or whatever that was. And it looks very similar, obviously. Now, the jersey that Gordon's done here is very good. I think this is one of those jerseys that would look really good in a uniform. You get jet black all the way down to the pants. The pants would likely be black, or if they wanted to be bold, yellow or gold. But I think they would be black. So I think uniformly, as a uniform, it would look very nice, very cohesive. Next, the San Jose, Los Angeles Sharks, WHA, California Golden Seals. Okay, so combination, I guess, between the two. That's interesting. I love it. I mean, the colors are amazing. The California Golden Seals just nailed it with those colors. Then you got that logo on there. I actually have seen that logo before. I think I was probably pretty critical of it because I looked at it and I'm like, what the heck is this? I didn't know that the Los Angeles Sharks existed. So obviously that comes from somewhere. I just didn't know it. And that's why I like doing these videos, because I learn so much. And sometimes I know things, and most of the time I don't know things. This is one of those times. So this video is educational for me. Next, Seattle Metropolitans. Well, we're definitely familiar with this, and I love his rendition of the jersey here. 2 shades of green. Typically, people only go, 3 shades of green. Typically, people only go with 1 shade of green or 1 color choice of green, and he's gone 3 here, which I think is actually a really good decision. It looks very good. Yeah, it looks very good. Next, the St. Louis Eagles. We're definitely familiar with this. I think most of us. NHL, top left. There's the jersey. I think it does translate okay to a, I guess, St. Louis jersey and colors and stuff. Not my favorite so far, but pretty good. Next, the Tampa Bay, Pensacola Ice Pilots from the ECHL. I'm familiar with that name, but I'm not familiar with the jersey on the top left or the logo on the top right. But there's definitely some things happening in here that I love. Number 1, 2 shades of blue looks great. Complements very nicely with the yellow. I think the logo, just changing up the color of the logo from white to yellow, brilliant move. The logo on the shoulder looks perfect for a shoulder patch. And down below, you've got those F-18s. And if I'm not mistaken, maybe there's no relation here, but I believe the Blue Angels are stationed somewhere in Florida. It might be Pensacola. I'm not exactly sure. But I love the fact that you've got some F-18s on there. So good stuff. Okay, what is this? Toronto Toros? WHA? Never heard of them. That is a crazy jersey up on the top left. And as weird as it is to see Montreal Canadiens colors on a Toronto Maple Leafs jersey, I really like the logo, design like that. And Toronto did use red text in one of their logos at some point in time. But I think there's some confliction with the red shoulders, and it's all almost primarily red up top and almost all primarily blue down below. So there's a bit of confliction in terms of weight balance and color. I would prefer to see, I think, blue shoulders with some red influence versus red shoulders. I don't mind the striping at the bottom. Next, Vancouver Millionaires, PCHA and WCHL. So the Millionaires, the Vancouver Millionaires, let's just backtrack to the Ottawa Senators. In 1915, the Ottawa Senators and the Vancouver Millionaires played against each other for the Stanley Cup. And if I'm not mistaken, the Vancouver Millionaires won that series. So the Vancouver Millionaires actually have a Stanley Cup under their belt. It just wasn't in the NHL. But so it's cool to see the jersey on the left, which was a Heritage Classic inspiration for the Millionaires, and kind of combined into this. This is neat. It's a ridiculous jersey. It is an absolutely ridiculous jersey, but it would be so cool to have something like that exist in today's NHL, even just for a specialty game or something. I think that would be neat. I like this one, Gordon. Next to you, wow, the Las Vegas Thunder. We've seen the top left. If you follow any reverse retro theories or talk or speculation prior to any of them existing, we had to go back into Las Vegas's hockey history in general to look. This is one of those teams. I love this amalgamation of these two brands, Gordon. This is so good. You've got the fleck texture in there, the metal fleck texture of the jersey. So it's not gold. It's, we're going a very bright and vibrant teal. But man, I love the colors of this jersey. This is so nice. Fantastic. Next, the Baltimore Blade, WHA. Never heard of them and don't love the logo. It looks weird. Not a fan of it. It looks like something I'm not going to say. Okay, let's move on. Winnipeg, Atlanta Thrashers, NHL. Oh, nicely done on the logo. I'm not sure if you got that logo somewhere else or if you did that, Gordon, but very nice. combining the Winnipeg Jets logo and Thrasher's logo, or alternate logo, together to make a new jet. And you've recolorized the shoulder patch as well. Okay, I like aviation. I love aviation. So the fact that this still has aviation influences, I guess, to combine these two brands, it makes me very, very happy. Now, the jet that you see on there clearly doesn't exist. But with that said, I don't know the technical name for it. I don't know if it's an attack wing design, but there is a company called, I think it's Northrop, maybe it's Grumman. I can't remember which company made it, but there was a jet called the X-29, I believe, with forward angled wings. It was just an experimental aircraft. It flew in the late 80s, early 80s to early 90s. And I think only like 2 or 3 were made, but it was a really cool jet. If you haven't ever seen it, look up X-29, I think it was called. Really cool jet. It reminds me of this on here. So it's really cool to see that, and I think it's a brilliant logo. I absolutely love it. It's very cool. Next, that was the last one. Oh my goodness. Okay. Massive shout out to Vegas there. Let's do the Tampa Bay one as well. Let's give a shout out to that one. That one's absolutely fantastic. But I want to go back to one that's really stuck into my mind. And that was the Dallas jersey. I don't know if this is gonna be my favorite, but I just want to bring it up again to look at. I love the colors. Like, the colors are so good. It matches so nicely with the Dallas logo. I don't love the shoulders, but the Dallas logo looks very, very good. Okay, just give me a minute to look through here and pick my favorite. Well, I don't know if this is maybe the right decision based on the series, but when I'm thinking about teams and possible rebranding and what would work and what wouldn't, there's a lot of obviously options and stuff in here, and a lot of really good inspiration from Gordon. And Gordon, you've done a wonderful job throughout this entire thing. But the one that really stands out for me as a potential possibility is maybe Tampa Bay. I think this one is very good from basically every aspect. I love the fact that it includes aviation, just objectively, not even biasedly, because I love aviation just in general. I think it kind of fits. I think it's better than what they currently use. Now, if you want to get real technical, all right, if we want to get real technical in terms of aviation, the team's called the Lightning, and you've got a plane on there, the F-18, the Hornet. Well, there's a plane that exists that's called the Lightning. It's the F-35 Lightning, but they're not based in Florida. They're not part of the Ice Pilots, so they're, what do you do, I guess? But it would be cool to see some F-35s on there instead of the Hornet. But anyways, there you have it. Tampa Bay is going to be my favorite. That was a very interesting process to go through. I really appreciate when people come up with very unique series. Those are the best to look at on the channel, in my opinion. It's just really a breath of fresh air. So Gordon, thank you once again for submitting those. Actually, absolutely fantastic work. Great job. Now, if you guys have a couple of minutes down below in the comment section, I would love to hear your thoughts on all of these. There's lots to say. So if you want to leave a big comment, a quick comment, if you want to rank them all, whatever, I would love to hear your comment down below. And I'm sure Gordon will be tuning into the comments as well to hear your guys' feedback. Hope you guys are having a great start to your weekend. It is Friday. The weekend is here. Enjoy it. Subscribe if you're new. If you want to see more videos like this, give me a thumbs up down below on the button if you did enjoy this video. And we'll talk to you very soon. Adios.